Okay, welcome everyone to our weekly Team Passion Zoom call. So we are just coming out of Summit. It is Monday, July 20th, and oh my gosh, crazy times. I didn't even see a quarter of you. So crazy how it was just, I can't believe it. I can't believe that I didn't get to see everyone, but it was great. They did an amazing job. I was super nervous with 25,000 people that it was going to be chaos, but it was not. Kudos to the events team at Beachbody. Every year, every event gets better and better and better. I say it every year. Each summit is better than the last. Each leadership is better than the last. Each Success Club trip is better than the last. They just keep going above and beyond. So make sure you get signed up for next year because they're almost sold out again. So a day after we get home. Crazy. All right, so tonight's topic is just one of my favorite. Next to personal development, this is probably one of my favorite topics because I think it's something that everybody needs for sure. But not everybody does, right? So I have done videos, podcasts, team calls, whatever I can for the past 5 years on how to manage your time. So I have everything out there for you. I learned everything on this time management stuff with Chalene Johnson. I met her in March of 2011, and I did her first 30-day push in April of 2011, and I've done it 9 times. And that is where I have learned to-do lists, calendar control, time management, and anything in between. It's Brian Tracy as well. She's learned a lot from him, so a lot of their stuff goes hand in hand. But the thing with time management is you have to just do it, right? It's like I can train you, I can teach you, I can give you tools. Chalene can, Brian Tracy can, whoever out there can teach you, but you've got to do it. Like I have such a hard time with time management. Well, are you sticking to the plan is usually the first question, and the answer is always no. So I'm going to give you, again, lots of tools tonight for you to be able to learn how to do this really well. And it's just going to take practice. It's going to take patience. It's going to take time. And you just have to do it because it's going to make your life so much easier. And it's going to make your business like the real deal. We're going to talk a little bit about how to turn this from a hobby into a career. And the first way to do that is to figure out how to manage your time, because many of you are working a full-time job, have kids, lots of crazy stuff, so you have to be able to manage your time. And this is super duper important. And you have to show up for work, which is your Beachbody work. You can't just do it when you feel like it or when you want to or when you can fit it in, because you're not going to fit it in. Just like your workouts, you don't fit those in, you schedule them in and you do it. Beachbody is the same thing. So one of the first tools I'm going to recommend is the 30-day push. Again, I've done it 9 times. It's 30daypush.com. It's completely free. Here's the key with the 30-day push. You gotta do it. All 30 days. You have to do it, right, Charlotte? It's not going to work if you don't do it. Like everyone does like the first 5, 10, 11 days, and then they're out. And they're like, oh, that didn't work. Yeah, because you got to do it. So again, in 5 years, I have done it 9 times, and I have finished it 9 times because I have committed to it. There have been times where I've fallen a couple days behind, for sure. But I got right back on. I took like a Sunday and I was like, lock the door. Everybody leave me alone. And I would catch up on 5 days and then I would make sure I wouldn't fall behind again. But it's not like hours. It's like 10 minutes. Some of the videos might be 15 minutes, whatever. Some of the assignments take you 2 minutes. Like it's not that big of a deal. So it's where I highly recommend you start. Another book by Brian Tracy is Eat That Frog. This is gonna be if you can eat that, if you can capture the Eat That Frog philosophy, oh man, your life and your business will be so much easier, because you're gonna get those dreaded invites out of the way first thing. The rest of your job is gonna be fun, fun, fun. Invites to me are fun, but I know that some people have a hard time with them. So that's the first place you're gonna do 30-day push and Eat That Frog. And Eat That Frog, I'm sure you can get on audio. Just drill that thing in your head. Listen to it over and over and over and over. Chalene also has a program on audio called Car Smart. If you want, I can send you the link to get that ordered up. But it is, I think it's like $100, $125, and it's a 12 disc, 12 CDs that you listen to in your car. So, so good. And it's the 30-day, it's like a step up from the 30-day push, a little more with audio and a little more assignments. She has her book Push. Same thing, it's just a hard copy of all of that. And then the next logical step with her would be Smart Success. But this is what you've got to do. There are 3 things that you got to do with time management. You have to have your calendar control figured out. You've got to have a system of how that is going to work. Like what piece, what equipment, what tool are you going to use for your calendar control? I use Cozi, C-O-Z-I, and it's an app on the phone, but it's also your computer, so they link together, and the whole family can be on it. Everybody gets a little dot with their name and their little color. And so Mark and I finally started using this about 1.5 years ago, where I was so sick of every time he wanted to like make an appointment or do something, he was like, what do you have at this time? I'm like, because I had it on my own calendar. So he just checks the Cozi now, or he puts it in the Cozi now. He's getting so good at putting his stuff in the Cozi. He'll say something and he'll be like, can you remind me? I'm like, is it in the Cozi? I can remind you if it's in the Cozi. So just make sure it's in the Cozi, because my brain, I can't. He wants me to remind him of his stuff. I need help. So Cozi linked, and you all get your own little colors. Really good. So use that. It allows you to put in your days. It also has a to-do list app on it. Now, to-do list apps, I tried, Chalene. I tried. She knows I tried. I don't have a to-do list app on my phone. I used the Cozi one for a while because it was really cool. It has a grocery list one. It has like a to-do list. It has all these little tabs that you can do. But there's nothing like a pen and a piece of paper and me scratching it off what I do. I don't know. There's just nothing like it. So I always have my little notebook, and I just have it. I rewrite my to-do list 2 or 3 times a week because it gets all messy when I'm scratching it off, and then I'm like, oh, that's ugly. So I just rewrite it. I just love it. I love having a to-do list. So you have to have your calendar piece, whatever that is. There's like iCalendar out there. Feel free to type if there's something else you use. I just use Cozi, but there's lots of Google Calendar, lots of stuff out there. And then for to-do list apps, a lot of people love Evernote or Notepad, or I don't know, lots of different things. Jessica says tools for wisdom. So lots of good things. Oh, that Passion Planner, people love that. That's out there. So really good, and you've got to have your to-do list. And you have to, here's what I do when I use my calendar control. I put in all of the kids' stuff. So like, when do we drop them off to school? When do we pick them up? I put in, any appointments that we have, any stuff I do every week. Friday is a free day, so it's like, no, I don't schedule any work time in my Fridays. So all of that is mapped out in the Cozi. And Lauren Weber is my assistant, and so she also knows if someone needs to schedule a call with me, she has the Cozi, and she has her own color, and she knows when I schedule my calls and when I'm blocked off. So it's really good. Helps everybody just be on the same page. She doesn't have to say, when are you available? She just knows because it's in the Cozi. I typically work on my beach. Someone asked me this at Summit. They said, look me in the eyes, Nicole. How many hours a day do you truly work Beachbody? I totally wanted to say 4 hours, but it's a lie. But that's what I'm supposed to work. I'm supposed to only work from 9 to 2 every day, but you guys see me taking on at different times. But technically my hours are from 9 to 2. That's when things are scheduled in, and then I hang out with the girls from 3 to 7 and log back on at the night at 7 o'clock and work till Mark says, shut the computer off, it's Mark time. So that is typically how it works for us. I usually get up in the morning and I check everything from the night before. So usually 6 to 6:30, I'm just kind of checking messages, seeing what happened overnight. And then I get my workout in 6:30 to 7, and then I have to get the family ready. And then I'm back on about 9. So that's in Cozy, and that's scheduled out. Now, when Ella was 2 months old and Sammy was 4, and I was home with them all day, it didn't look like that. It was more like, okay, my workout was from 5:30 to 6:30 because I was doing P90X, so it took me forever. No more, none of those 30 minutes. So 5:30 to 6:30, then we would eat breakfast, the kids would start getting up, all of that. We would play for a while, and then my hours were like 9 to 10, and then I would play with them, and then 12 to 2 while they were napping, and then not till like 7, 8 o'clock at night. So depending on what your life looks like, you've just got to put in the Beachbody time. You've got to schedule it in. Now, a lot of people, it's going to be maybe lunchtime at your work, so maybe 12 to 1, and then it's going to be 8:30, 9 o'clock till 10:30, 11 o'clock. But I really recommend you try to get at a good, solid 2 hours a day of this business so that you can, I say 90 minutes in the business opportunity call, but if you can squeeze in an extra 30, I think that would make a big difference to be able to do that. So you've got to schedule in your time, and then you've got to stick to it. And you've got to get everybody on board. Like, there's nothing, we have family meetings and sit down and say, okay, this is what I have to do. This is when I have to work, and we get that all in. And then, I mentioned in our Sprint to Diamond, I do work on the weekends, and I know it's family time, but I usually try to get stuff in Saturday morning and then Sunday evening. That's typically some work time for me so that I'm not touching my business every day. So Saturday morning before we start the day with the family, and then Sunday night once we're all wound down from the weekend. And then it's back to work again that next Monday morning. So it's just like a job. So the only way to turn this from a hobby to a career is setting business hours and sticking to them and having that control and that consistency and that persistency and making the family know it's like legit. Like, if you're just kind of sort of doing the business here and there and you're like, okay, yeah, we'll go do this, nobody's going to take you seriously. Like, and nobody in the house is going to take you seriously. People are just going to think this is a part-time thing, and it would be cool if you made a little money. Don't treat it like that. This deserves so much more. You deserve so much more. Your potential in this business is far beyond what you can imagine, but you have got to commit to it. You have got to commit to doing the hours. Now, here's where your to-do list comes in. You got to put what you're going to be doing. So what are those 5 win-the-day behaviors, right? If you've listened to the 2 podcasts we have out there from Kim Carver talking about the daily disciplines, was also another topic at Summit. You have to have your 5 to 7 daily disciplines, and that is your personal development, workout and drinking your Shakeology, your invites, your follow-ups, your posting in your challenge groups, your phone time, with your team, your Zoom calls, whatever those things are for you, you've got to have them listed out, and they've got to be on your daily to-do list, and then pop them into the calendar. So you're doing from 9 to 9:30 invites, 9:30 to 10 follow-ups. Now, stick to that. don't turn your computer on and turn Facebook on and say, okay, this is a power hour from 9 to 10 where I'm only doing invites and follow-ups and, you know, getting people signed up. And then all of a sudden you're like in La La Land with people's pictures that just went to Europe for a month, and you're like, I don't even know these people. How did I get here? You know, like, don't, you're there to work. If you have to work if Facebook is where you do your invites and your follow-ups, you need to shut your chat box off so that box doesn't pop up, so that people don't know you're online. That was like a huge thing I learned early on. I was like, oh my God, I have to tell people I'm not online, because all these messages would pop up and I'd be like, oh, and I get super frustrated. So shut your chat box off so people don't message you. It'll just go to your inbox and won't stop popping up on the bottom of your screen. And ignore that freaking red dot. Hers, it's like, get a slap bracelet or something. Every time you check the red notification during your power hour, pinch yourself or something. Do something so that you stop doing it, because you can't be present in your invites and follow-ups if you're checking a notification that only says someone said LOL on your picture or something. Like, it's not even, none of those notifications really ever mean anything. They're not relevant to what you're doing at that moment. You totally have to be focused. You have to be disciplined, especially if you have a full-time job and you have kids and you have a partner that wants your attention and you have everybody that wants your attention. You have got to be focused during these power hours. You have to. It's gonna mean everything to you in this business. One of the big things is just shifting your mind to this and just making sure you know, okay, here's my commitment. I'm going to schedule in my Beachbody time. Do this on Sunday, just like you do with your meal plans. Like, look at your Cozy for the week or whatever your planner is for the week and say, okay, we have a lot going on. Like for me, we just get home from Summit. We're closing on our house tomorrow and we're moving in Thursday. So I had a little downtime today, like an hour ago, and I was like, okay, I need to figure out what's happening tomorrow. I need to know that Taryn is going to post the Sprint to Diamond assignment, so I'm going to get that to her tonight, because I don't know what's going to happen when I wake up in the morning. I'm going to be so freaking excited and scared and all sorts of crazy stuff. So I have to plan for that. I need to get up a half hour early to get my workout done. I need to have the girls' camps bags packed tonight. And I'm actually going to do all of my follow-ups as soon as we get off this call, because I probably won't have time to do those till tomorrow night while Sammy's at dance class. So I have like anticipated my whole crazy day tomorrow where we wake up, we are like camp, going to pay our home insurance, heading to the walkthrough, heading to the closing, then we got to go get the kids from camp, then Sammy has dance, and it's 8 o'clock. So I have figured out my entire day tomorrow night. So every night, make sure you look ahead and see what you can do and schedule it in. So a lot of times people are like, oh, I can't schedule my business hours because they change every week. Okay. On Sunday night, you know what's going to happen Monday through Friday, right? I mean, unless obviously something crazy could happen. Typically on Sunday nights, you know what's happening from Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday. So sit down and figure out on Sunday where you're scheduling everything in. And I'm telling you, put in that workout. Put in that personal development. Even if it's something you already do, my Cozy says 6 a.m. workout, 5 a.m. read time, which really doesn't happen. But, you know, it gets in, but at least it's on there so that I know that it's on there. And if I know I'm going to forget something, like for some reason I forget the National Wake Up Call every week at 11. So we have that on as a reminder, so it dings on my phone 30 minutes before. So Cozy allows you with the free version to have like 3 reminders a week or something. So make sure that you do something like that. If this Zoom call is something you always forget, then make sure that you are putting that on as a reminder. If you have a full-time job and like cannot even get to your phone from 9 to 5, use Facebook. The Facebook posting, what's it called? I don't know what it's called. Facebook, what is it?
Scheduler.
Schedule, thank you. Yeah, so the Facebook scheduler. So Facebook doesn't want you to use Hootsuite or anything like that anymore because it's a third-party tool. so that so they have their own Facebook schedule. So use that and make sure you're scheduling out your posts in your groups and on your like page. You know, I like to post real time, so I try to just grab a minute or two, even if I know it's going to be crazy, but use all those schedules and figure it out. Use your drive time for your personal development, for sure. That's what these podcasts are for. Use your drive time to do calls. You know, I would always do that. If I was driving around with the kids, trying to get kids to nap, I would schedule a call to get someone signed up and do that while I was in the car. I'm just looking at a couple notes we have from a workshop that we had with Becky Brissett and Micah Folsom that I was in. So be intentional with your business. So that's what I've said, right? Work on purpose. I tell you guys to do on purpose business advice. I want you to work on purpose every day as a CEO. Something that was super funny, and I totally thought of this last night. So I think it was Becky that said, and Tanya, maybe you remember, or Dale, I think you guys are in there with me. She said, don't wear your wear and share when you're angry, right? So she was like, don't put on your gear and then just be pissed. You know, like you have to be intentional and be ready for someone to come up to you. So I had my new Shakeology shirt on last night that said, you are what you eat. And then had Shakeology at the back, and I was ordering ice cream at the ice cream window, and I'm like, this is not good. One of my neighbors, I was getting the kids McDonald's like a year and a half ago, and they get it like once a year, and my Shakeology sticker, he was yelling out the window, are you supposed to be in this line? I'm like, ah! You know, so you have to totally be aware of your surroundings. We ordered pizza last week, and the guy's like, don't you guys do Shakeology? Why do you order this crap? And I'm like, damn, everybody's paying attention. So just, you know, be intentional with your business. I always say to Mark, we're going to take your truck to the ice cream place because you don't have Shakeology stickers on the car. So I thought that was good. And always be ready to present what you have to offer. So always be ready. Like if someone says, what do you do? Like, what's your answer? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever like thought about if somebody says, so what do you actually do? Like what your answer is? Mine is, I'm an online health and fitness coach sharing my experience with Beachbody products. Simple. But whatever you want to call yourself, just make sure you know and make sure you're kind of ready. And don't be on the defensive either. So yeah. Just make sure you're kind of being intentional. So having your calendar, sitting down on Sunday nights and making sure you have schedules in your business time, having that to-do list, being intentional is going to just change everything. If you start making excuses of, I don't have time, I've tried that before, I've literally tried 15 to-do list apps. And I just kept going and going and going and realized I like pen and paper. But I kept trying, so you have to just figure out what's going to work for you. And then you have to have some sort of system in place for your business. Where do you keep your invites? Where do you keep your follow-ups? Where is your 10-in playlist? What kind of system do you have? Something I used to use is index cards, and then it got crazy. I didn't know what the hell was going on and who was talking to me at what time. But you can use a binder, you can use a notebook, you can use tabs, grab a 5-subject notebook or a 3-subject notebook and have your invites, your follow-ups, and your 10-in play. And just, whatever you have to do to be in control of your business and know who you're talking to at what time, what they said, whatever that system is for you. Again, there are hundreds of ways you can do it out there. There's Automatic CEO, there's Salesforce, there's just Excel, there's a 3-subject notebook, there's whatever you want to use out there for a system. Just figure it out and just have the system in place and just do it. Your 10 in play should be gold to you. That is like, you know, and you don't need it to be I think there's a document out there somewhere it says 10 in play at the top, and then it's just numbers 1 through 10. You know, so you don't have to have anything fancy, but those are the people that I'm talking to back and forth. And they have said, yes, I want to do this. I've gotten their why. We are like in it. Those are those people on that list. People who you invite, they don't go on that list. They go on the 10 in play list when you're talking back and forth. If you always have 10 people on that list that you're talking to like intently, you will hit Success Club every month. There will be no question about it. If you have 10 and then all 10 have said no and you never replenish that list, you're in trouble. So make sure you're always replacing people. They come off that list when they sign up or they say no. And then they go on the follow-up list or the not now list or your list where they're actually in. They go in your challenge group. Once I sign someone up, they're not on any list. They're either in my sponsorship drill down as a new coach or they're in my challenge group as a new challenger. So they're not anywhere on paper. You know, I'm in it with them in my challenge group, so that's how I keep track of them. I know where they are. Any questions? What else can I answer for you with this whole time management and calendar control? You guys can unmute yourselves and ask. Lauren, you're back to alien face, Lauren. You are green like Shrek. Do you guys agree that you've heard all this before? You know what you're supposed to do, you're just not doing it? Yeah. Yeah, you totally do. Charlotte's right. You just have to find a system that works and you have to stick to it. And you have to be patient to figure out what that system is. Like a pen and paper, if you're like super techie and Excel is your life, then use Excel. I hate Excel. It freaks me out. So, but if you love it, if you are like a spreadsheet lover, then use it. Use what you love. Use what you know. Figure out a system. And just stick with it and stop making excuses. You know, if something comes up in the day, I get it, but still get in whatever your to-do list was. Still get in everything, even if from 9 to 10 you were supposed to do invites and follow-ups and forms, but you didn't get to it. Okay, so change that to 9 to 10 tonight and get those in. Whatever's on there, don't just go, okay, I'll just do that tomorrow, because you know what happens. The same thing with your shake and your workout. I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll just do it. That's what it turns into. And then pretty soon you're like, I can't get this business to work because you're not working it. You're not being intentional and you're not taking it serious. And you have to make it work. You have to. Consistency. And if you're someone who's been dabbling in this and you're on these Zooms and you're like, I know, I'm just not doing it. Draw a line in the sand tonight and just say, this is it. July is my month. I'm going to hit Success Club this month from every month from now on. And Success Club doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be stressful. If you're just doing your to-do list for 90 minutes to 2 hours a day, it happens magically. Consistency. I'm telling you, there are many months where like it's the 30th and I'm sitting at Success Club 3 and Mark's panicking and I'm like, hey, it's going to happen because I invite every day. I follow up every day. There's no reason why it won't, and it never has not. Donna, am I boring you? She's tired. She was partying it up at Summit. Anything else? I know you guys must have questions. You can just unmute yourselves and yell at me.
Hey, Nicole.
Hey, Jessica.
How do you time management your getting started right process with your new coaches?
I don't do them.
You don't? Okay, that's not helpful.
So I don't, because of the modules. I wanted to have this very automated. So the way I work with my new coaches is we talk back and forth in a private message. They get started with the modules, and then they're in my personally sponsored coach page, and I'm like recognizing them in there, pumping them up in there. I give a lot of new coach tips in my personally sponsored coach page. I ask probably twice a month for everyone to share their why. We talk, a lot of that is all done in my personally sponsored coach page where it's only a small group of us. There's about 70 of us in there, but about 10 of them talk to me. So, so I just talked to the 10 that talk back. I used to do like a getting started right before we would start a Coach Basics. So I would do it with a group of people. But honestly, once people are getting through the coach modules, then we kind of get on the phone and we go over stuff one-on-one, and I get to know their why and I get to know them a little more, but I kind of have them put skin in the game first before I do that. And Lauren kind of manages my calendar. If people need a call with me, they message Lauren and they get on my calendar that way. But usually or sometimes they'll message me and I'll put them on my calendar. But it's after they've done the modules and we're talking back and forth that I do that. A lot of my new coaches go in, do the modules, and they hit Emeralds and Success Club all on their own. Because that's the expectation I set when they sign up. This is your first step. Here's your link. Here's my personally, I put them in our 2 pages and we connect there. But I would schedule a bit before, when I did do them, I would schedule a day. Like I only did getting started right calls on Mondays or something. Or same thing with when I would do one-on-one calls. I haven't done them in a while because life's been crazy over here, but when I would do one-on-one calls, it was only on Mondays and Thursdays or something like that. So I would suggest a team day, a team call day, and have that be your time. Yes, the modules are on the Team Passion page under, there's a file, right, Lawrence? There's a file that says, yep, training modules. Also, if you click on the cover photo in the Team Passion page, I put the link in there too. So if you click on the July 4th, like Team Passion, July, all of the module link is right in there.
I have a question, Nicole.
Yes. Who's that?
It's Renee. I don't know if you can see me.
Check the other page. There you are.
What do you do with your challengers? Is there a certain process that you have? Like, once they get the challenge pack, do you follow up, get them excited about, hey, your shipment's coming, and then open the box kind of thing? I mean, what's your process with your challengers?
Yeah, good question. I was actually talking to Lauren and my mom today about this because it's been working for about a year, and I think I've only shared this like once. So let me share it again. As soon as someone says to me, I'm ready, I'm going to sign up, I'm going to order my challenge pack, this is after we've gone through their why, what pack they're choosing, all of that. I put them right in my challenge group even before they order. And I welcome them in the challenge group, and I tell everybody, please welcome Jessica to our amazing accountability page. She's about to place her order for her 21-day fix in Shakeology. 90% of the time, they order that day or the next day. Within 24 to 48 hours, they place their order because I've already put them in the group, and I've already welcomed them to the page, and I've already set the intent out there that they're ordering.
Huh.
So yeah, so they're in the page, they're excited, and then they message me. I usually say, here's how to order, and then I say, message me as soon as you're done so I can just check and make sure it looks good. So they usually do. They message me, okay, I'm in, I'm so excited, when is it gonna get here? So I tell them, basically, you have your on-demand now. So you just, I purchased size at Summit, And now I'm going to give it away at Super Saturday because it's in my purchase program. I don't even need it. So it's already on my on demand. So I have someone who was ordering today. She has been like chomping at the bit to order size, like ever since it was announced. She ordered it today. Now she has size in her purchase program tonight. She can start it in the morning. She doesn't have to wait for the box. So usually they're just super excited. I tell them absolutely, if they open the box and message me as soon as it comes. And then we go through the content together. I usually post in the challenge group, hey, so-and-so just got their box. They're super nervous. It's overwhelming them. What tips do you guys have for them? And then everybody else in the challenge group trains my challenger. And because usually everybody else has better ideas than me. So I know I am so smart. I'm wicked smart. Is Holly on the call? Holly met us all from Boston and oh, there she is in Nashville, and she's like, I want to bring Wicked back to Michigan. So she's gonna do that. Yes, I have. So here's how I open. The question was, how do I, with my challenge groups, do I start one every month? How does it work? So I used to start one every month. Then it was too much, and I had 7 challenge groups going at once, and I didn't like it. So I usually started opening one every quarter. So it would be based on the season. We were doing spring into fitness, fall into fitness, whatever it was. It was every quarter I open a challenge group. So I will announce a date though. I'll say August 3rd is my next challenge group. Little do they know they're all coming in the one that I already have open. So I believe in strength in numbers. Right now I have one going for the entire year. It's called Living the Best Year of Your Life, because I'm going to turn 40 next year. So I opened it on June 1st, and I'm taking it to next June 1st when I turn 40. So it's about 62 people in there. What I do is like once a month, I'll call people out. I'll go through the membership list and be like, hey, oh my gosh, I totally forgot that person was in here. Where are they? And I'll kind of call them out by tagging them and say, we missed you, things like that. So yeah, if you, however you want to do it, whatever's going to work. I used to do them every month, then I would do them every quarter, then I would do them every 21 days, whatever. One of my newer coaches, Georgia Chapman, has been running the same group since she started in December, but every 30 days, they start a new 21-day fix group. But it's that same group, but they all keep doing the 21-day fix or the 21-day fix extreme. And she posts her results. I think this might be her 5th round of the 21-day fix, and she just posts her results with everyone. So whatever works for you. And then we have a Fit Fam Team Passion one that we just kind of add stragglers to throughout the year too. Because it's pretty active, it runs itself. I actually don't even need to ever be in there anymore. Anything else?
Yeah, Nicole, it's me, Renee, again.
Yes.
I know Facebook has some limitations on like raffle prizes, so I bought a couple extra of the Fix 8 cookbooks, and I was planning on using those as a tool to get people to purchase a challenge pack, kind of like a little bonus.
Yep.
Is that okay, or?
Yes. So
okay, cool.
So the rules with Beachbody is you can give away something of $20 or $25 value, something like that. So that's only $20, right? So that counts. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, you can totally do that. Yeah, and make sure you're keeping your challenge groups fun and engaging. And a lot of times if you, oh, I lost my train of thought because I was asking, see, you gotta be present in the moment. Just ask people in your challenge group, like, how many kids do you have? Are you married? How long have you been married for? People who you totally forgot were in your challenge group will answer you. So allow people to talk about themselves a lot in your challenge group too, and not just about the health and fitness stuff, just to get them talking. What kind of sneakers do you like to wear for your workouts? Things like that, and just kind of get people talking. Stephanie asked, she has a challenge group with one person in it. Is that too little? Absolutely not. You can open a group just for you and that one person. Here's the thing, and the same thing goes for when you open your team pages. A lot of coaches will say, well, I only have one person working the business. Perfect. It's more practice for you as a coach to be consistent with your posts, not worry about the outcome. Don't focus on who's talking to you and who's not. Don't focus on any of that. Just post daily in your challenge groups or in your team page, regardless if there's one person in there or 100 people, because it's practice for you as a new coach and as a leader to just do what you're supposed to do. And so just, yeah. And if you have one person and, then you're going to get another, ask them for referrals, get as many people in the group as you can. What I would do to try to beef up a group with just one or two people is I would open it up as a free group, like a free clean eating group or a free personal development group, a free planking group or an ab group, something, just to get people in a group with you to get used to the idea of a group. So whatever, a lot of people have success opening free groups. You could even do one of the workshops. Someone does a 5 to 7 day or 5-day Shakeology group, and they have, the investment is they have to purchase the sampler for $20, and you could do that, and you could just get people tasting Shakeology, 3-day refresh group, whatever, just to get people on your list. Anything else? All right, so there was probably nothing magical here that you heard this evening about time management. It's honestly just a matter of you sticking to it, making your list, setting your hours, being intentional, using a calendar app of some sort or a passion planner. If it's got to be on paper, that's fine. But whatever it is, stick to the plan and just do it. And if whatever it is isn't working, try something else. Just keep trying until something clicks for you, because you're just never going to know what works for you until you keep trying. Cool. All righty. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow, Nicole.